Good morning, everybody. Morning. Couple minutes late, but not too bad this morning. Move my bear guy back. My bear guy. I'll give it just a couple seconds. Let some folks get in. Start marking off some levels. Hope everybody's having a good morning. I'm here in the Midwest. We had another winter storm last night. Seems to be a theme. We have 70-degree days and then 70-degree Fahrenheit days, and then snowstorms. Morning, James. Morning, Kevin. Justin, thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate it. I know there's lots of people doing these live streams these days, so I appreciate you picking this one. Let's see. Let's just get into it, see what we got going on. I'm just watching this. This looks pretty bearish. I was looking at this thing as price, just this short-term move looked pretty bearish. Just as price was doing this pullback, I saw Delta moving lower here. There was a kind of a flat area of support. Delta started moving lower. That looked really like a good scalp opportunity. Delta started moving lower before price did, so Delta sometimes can reveal price action before it goes, but I don't really trade pre-market. Let's take a look at our higher time frames to start out with. Start off with a daily. We're still in this down channel, which we talk about every morning, so that hasn't changed. We had a brief peak above it right here, which looked very bearish. We broke this high over here, broke through the 20 SMA, broke the down channel, and it looked like it was going to come up into this and then just failed miserably and rolled down. So that's not really in play today, but it does indicate that this bear market still is valid. So what we've got going on yesterday, we had a gap up yesterday. Sellers came through. We took some shorts yesterday for a green day, which is pretty good. We've now got price coming up to this trend line plus the 20 SMA. We haven't quite touched it, but that's going to be a massive area of resistance. So what we'll do is just move this down a little bit. This is about 13,930 it looks like. Also 14,000 is going to be a big level. So this whole area up here is going to be a big area of resistance. I'd only be looking to take shorts up around here based on price action. Price moving up and then falling away from it. If you're bullish on it, a break and a close, I would wait for it to close above 14,000, and then you might see a move up into 14,600 this area. But I would need it to close above this level in order for my short-term bearish, medium-term bearish bias to change. We can look at a 4-hour. Coming right up to the band, giving it a nice little high five, and then bouncing off. Falling down a little bit here. These are the two levels we just marked out over on the daily chart. So got a little bit of an ABCD pattern going on there. The I can do this, A, B, C, D pattern. I think we called that out yesterday, actually. Yeah, we did. We were like A, B, C, D, up into this level, up into this area. So it's playing out a little bit. Or we also said this could be a B, C, D pattern, but it looks like this one is the one that's taking shape at the moment. So we're hitting the upper band there and coming off of it. So that, if you wanted to go long on the break of this level here, you've got the move up, the pullback, you draw a trend line there, and then maybe on, this candle. This candle looks pretty bullish, bouncing off the 20 SMA. You break the trend line, this would be your target on that. So yeah, I can mark off that level, I guess. I don't know. These two levels up here are more interesting for me, but I'll mark that out nonetheless, just for the time being. Let's see. Now let's look at. Oh, the other thing I can do is draw this trend line. That's what I was about ready to do. I'm going to draw that trend line and mark at this level, the 20 SMA. This area down here on the 4-hour, that's going to be a big area of support for it. I don't think I'd be looking to buy it at that level because my overall bias in this thing is still bearish. But you could, if you wanted to, if you wanted to go long, I think this would be a good area. I would be looking more for it to break that level and come down. But I got burned pretty bad a couple days ago, but with my bearish bias. So always need to be flexible and be able to change as market conditions change. Let's look over at the hourly chart. Take that off. I think that's from yesterday. This was the move down yesterday, I believe, that we captured. That some scalps yesterday. It came right down to that 13,390 level, and yesterday this was actually the value area low on the weekly volume profile. This is a weekly volume profile. So came right down to that, and then bounced off, came down, came back up, doing that thing. The one thing I will say is that we're a little bit overextended to the upside. We're hitting that upper band on the 4 hour. We're outside of the hour. We're outside of the hourly band here. We're also in this value area low of the weekly volume profile. This outlying region where we don't have a lot of volume. We did break yesterday's high, it looks like already. So that's interesting. But on the week, you can see that this is kind of an area that we've rejected before. So, we're up near weekly highs on a Friday. Does it have, if it were to really start to make a move up, that would be an incredibly bullish thing to do on a Friday, in my opinion. Those could be shorts taking profits. That could be it. They could be people shorting the market, and sellers now got to become buyers. So it could be really not a very bullish move, but just again, people taking profits. And that could be what some of this is. Also, war in Ukraine. Well, we can get into fundamentals here in a minute, but war in Ukraine does not seem to be going much of anywhere. Just drawing a really simple trend line on that. That's coming in on this red level, 13,523. That corresponds almost perfectly with that. What is that level? That's the 20 SMA on the 4 hour. So this is the same trend line. So this uptrend line right here that I drew, that's the same one it looks like. That's not quite, maybe. So this area down here, 13,500. There's also this low volume node we can see right here. You can see that. So 13,500 is going to be a big level surprisingly, right? Nice psychological number. Draw this out a little more. So this thing has got some nice touches on it, right? So a touch here, that's where it starts, there, a touch there. So this looks to me like a really valid trend line in 13,500. If this thing wanted to break today, I think this would be a pretty easy scalp. I think price would want to come back down into here, the lower part of the band. Or perhaps even, if it breaks 13,500, your profit would be somewhere down 13,430 level. So that's about 70 points. That would be an area where I'm able to pick up some points on it. This is also just an area of support. It's got a lot of support underneath it. We've got VWAP right here. We've got the 20 SMA. We've got weekly point of control. On Fridays, for me, weekly point of control really comes into play. And then we've got this trend line plus the 20 SMA, which is this red line on the 4 hour trend line. So, big areas of support. If it manages to get through all of this, it's gonna fall like a flipping rock. So, do you want to really? Do I want to be so set in on a bearish bias that I actually miss any moves to the upside? No. So I got to keep my I got to keep my mind open. But again, I think the overall market sentiment is bearish still, despite little impulses to the upside. And we're up here on the weekly, again, the weekly highs. So I think maybe we want to come down and, has it just been ranging all week? Are we in a range week? Definitely come into play today, and we fall back down into here somewhere at some point and end the week on lows. Possibly. Let's look at a weekly candle real quick. I mean, last week's candle, this is a weekly candle. Last week's candle was so gnarly. That's so bearish. I mean, these are all really bearish candles, right? It's got a nice bullish candle here, no follow through on it this week. And now we've got this thing coming in. So it'll be interesting to see if we want to get through some of those levels. But again, I gotta remember what happened on, I think it was Wednesday when I lost my $1,800. Is that none of those trades, my bearish trade never triggered because we never got through any of those levels to the downside. So I ended up trying to catch the top of it and short the top, and that didn't work out at all. So I need to be mindful of that and trade what the market's given me. So we've got to get through these levels first. I gotta see price coming down and breaking this trend line, at least breaking the 20 SMA. There may be a short trade if it breaks the 20 SMA here on the 1 hour. We break VWAP, we break the 20 SMA, and then we may get a move down into here, and that looks like another 100 points in this little pocket. I think price would probably want to come down through. So this is a very similar setup to what we had on Wednesday, if I'm recalling correctly. We had a couple pockets we were looking to pick up, and we need price. I need price to get down below 13,600 in order for me to take that short down into this pocket, and then I need it to really break 13,500, this trend line, and give me a move to the downside. The trend line is slowly creeping up. It may be more like 13,530 by the time it gets down there. All right, let's look at real quick fundamentals, what's going on in the market today. We've got a Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 9 a.m. Central Time. Said it yesterday, I said it all the time. Oh, we also have Biden's speech at 10:15. I didn't see that. That's going to be massive. So what is Biden going to be talking about? Anybody know? Trying to see what Biden's speech is going to be about. I don't know what his speech is going to be about. Somebody else maybe knows what's going on. He doesn't know either. That's funny. Russia. So that's going to be big, guys. I didn't see that. I just saw that now. 9:15 a.m. So it's coming out in like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. That's going to be a market mover, and price will probably spike around that. So, maybe take some trades on the open. Maybe take a couple scalps on the open. But I'll probably be trying to get flat before Michigan consumer sentiment at 9. That's not a market mover, but price will spike around it. I'm on Central Time, so 9 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, he's gonna be late. Ugh, it's gonna be a horrible morning to trade. I don't know how long I'll live stream. But I would not be trading around Biden unless you saw he hasn't come out. Like, the one thing that I've noticed about trading around those big events like Biden's speech and stuff is that if he hasn't come out yet, price sometimes will really aggressively move in one direction, and you can sometimes take a scalp on that. And that might be something I'd consider. Like if he's, it's 10:15, 10:20, and price is just tanking, and he hasn't come out yet, said anything. Possibly some news got leaked, and you could catch a scalp, but that's kind of risky. Right now, price is moving down to this LVN coming in here. We have VWAP down here. We are positive delta on the morning, positive on the day, above VWAP. Similar situation to Wednesday, looking bullish pre-market. Not super aggressive, but looking bullish nonetheless. If my bearish bias were not clouding my mind, I would be looking to actually take a long at some area of support just because this looks so aggressive. But again, I think we might be ranging this week. And we might try to get this fall back down into here. So we're just going to have to see what the market gives us. We've got a few minutes before the market opens. If anybody wants to get some coffee or something, I think I'm going to go fill up my cup here in a second. And then we'll try to maybe take some trades on the open and then get flat for Michigan consumer sentiment. I will be right back. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm Beck. Who we got today? Retina, Hans, Dream Oracle, Real Money, Eddie, Vernon, Swag City, Dave, Akram, Calvin, Cesarek, Thomas, Terry, Donatus, Andres, W. Blaze, Hustler for Life, Maj B, Prima, James, Kevin, Justin. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in. This is awesome turnout. I really, really appreciate it. ALF Nicholas, 90 bit even. Morning. Morning, guys. So the market just opened. Pushing a little bit down that LVN. VWAP's down there. Ooh, doesn't have much energy today, does it? Look at it. It's just like, I don't want to play today. I just don't want to. Look at that thing. ATR's relatively low this morning, only at 22. I'm trading 2 contracts, and I probably will trade with the stop today. Pushing through that LVN. We can see as price is making lows here. Delta's not making lows. I'm wondering if it wants to pop back up, but it's way too soon. I need a little bit of structure to trade. I don't need a whole lot, but I need some structure. So it's coming to that LVN. Really, there's also, if you look over here on the hourly, on the weekly point of control, we're right at that value area high. Sometimes these value area highs and value area lows act as support and resistance as well. So on that one, we can see how price was pushing down here. We made that new low, but Delta wasn't. So showed that it probably wasn't a real short. But that's not to say it doesn't pop through and move 20 points and then pop back up. So just letting some structure build a little bit. It doesn't look like it really wants to play today, does it? Let's look at market analyzer. It is rollovers coming up next week. The new contracts are out though. We're at 133 volume and 98,000 volume on the new contract. So it's getting close, guys. It's getting close. I would think next week we're gonna need to roll it over. If you don't know what that is, contracts have expiration dates, and this expiration date is next Friday. It's also Quad Witch Friday, which means options also expire. So we need to be aware of that. Now Delta's moving down. This thing may want to break lower. Man, it is not moving. This is painful. Here's an overnight volume profile. We're coming right into that LVN. We've got VWAP right there. Delta's moving lower, but look at price. Holy smokes. On the open, a 20-point range on the open on that, really? A little bit more than that, but I mean in the volume profile, 68% of the volume. So if you don't know how a volume profile works, 68% of the volume comes in this darker shaded area, and this yellow line is the point of control. That's the price where we have the most volume. Now we're getting a little push down, right down into Mr. VWAP. Mr. VWAP is this green line, volume weighted average price. See if it gets through VWAP, and maybe it wants to get sucked down to 20 SMA in the 1 hour. And this thing is painful. I need some volatility, guys. Supposedly positive talks around Ukraine. I think Ukraine, I've said it before, I think Ukraine's going to drag on for a bit, unfortunately. I'm marking off this level right here at 13,738. I think the 20 SMA on the 5 minute, if this thing does find a bounce, getting something up in here might be interesting. Maybe. I don't know. That might be too far for it right now. It's just not moving at all. I can't trade this thing like this. I'm very sorry, but I cannot trade this the way that it is moving. Yeah, President Biden. Here we go. President Biden announces actions to continue to hold Russia accountable. So, wait for Joe. And then we got Michigan consumer sentiment at 9. I don't know why, but every time when I look at the economic calendar and I see NFP on there, I'm like, can't wait for it. NFP, non-farm payrolls. If you don't know what that is, it's the biggest economic news event that drives the markets, and that happens the first Friday of every month. So we're a few weeks away from it. Just happened last week. Last week? Was that an NFP last week? Yeah, a week ago today was NFP. Feels like my birthday every time it's NFP. But I'm trading on this MES Capital account, and they don't let you trade news events on it. So that's okay, though. I have my own account. I can sometimes slingshot NFP, which is kind of risky, but I only sometimes do it. Wow, watching this thing is not moving. 40 points. 40 points is the value area right now on the Nasdaq. Look at it. Look at it. This thing ain't moving. Am I in the right instrument? Is this crude? What is this? What are the other guys doing? The other indices. Anybody? Very similar. Dow's making a little push up. Well, guys, this is unusual, uncharacteristic. Probably a combination of things of economic stuff coming out later, Biden's speech, rollover, whole deal. Maybe along on this, I don't know. Still in the, it's still in this downtrend. We haven't started really looking bullish yet as the session is open. It's coming down again, but Delta isn't making lows. So 50. Where it's gonna be hitting this 13,600. You're gonna be like, man, wait, where'd my short go? It's gonna take a short. very low volume. Watching it fall here. See what it does here, right here on this 30. Having a little bit of FOMO. Fingers on the trigger to take a short, but now we're coming right to this level. Bummer. Let's see what it wants to do down here. We've got another key level down here at 13,530. I think it's too. I don't want to short the low here. You can see it's bouncing right off that 20 SMA point of control. It's just a big area of confluence for it. Well, I probably should have taken that short on the way down, but I didn't. Well, not really. Interesting. 840. Got about 10 minutes if I'm going to take a trade or not. It's just bouncing off the support level, so I don't really want to short it here. I'd probably wait to see if we get through this level. And I could see it coming down, touching 13,590, then popping up. It's popping up. Hey, Cesar, haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we missed that. We missed this little push. This would have been a pretty good one. The break of the support as Delta moved lower down to this level here. We just missed that. Some of that's just, I don't like how the market's really moving right now. It's just moving oddly for me, but that looked like the old Nasdaq I remember right there. Good to see you, Nasdaq. We're bouncing off that level. Wondering if we break VWAP, if it wants to try to come back and revisit some of these prices up here. But maybe. You can see the 20S, you can see this trend line here. You know, maybe if we break VWAP, it's gonna wanna come back up into the, you know, these prices that we kind of explored a little bit on the open. I'm using all this nice trader language. I've been watching these. As I told you, I think I mentioned before, I was thinking about putting together some like educational videos. So I was just looking to see what other traders have done or other channels have done. We'll use all this nice language. Nice trader language. I think some of it, there's someone who I will not mention, uses super fancy language. And some of that is just to try to make, you know, make it mysterious. And so you buy their course, which will teach you this glossary of terms. Hmm. How long have I been trading? 90 bit even. I've been trading for 5 or 6 years, maybe 6 years. Futures I've been trading for about 2 years. Right around COVID, I got into futures. The COVID crash, I got into futures. Was trading before that Forex for 2 years, maybe. So I guess I've been trading about 4 or 5 years. Forex for a couple years with mixed results, and equities as well, and CFDs. I did some CFDs. CFDs actually was my bridge into futures. And I am in the US. You can trade CFDs in the US. You just got to get an offshore broker. And I'm not going to go into how to do that. I don't know the legality of that, and I don't encourage anyone to do it. It's big risk, but just because the offshore, you have no really legal recourse with it. So I don't do that anymore. That was just during the COVID crash when I wanted to get more leverage. CFDs, you can get a ton of leverage. Now we're pushing up above VWAP. And then I discovered futures, and I was like, why am I trading CFDs with this shady broker who's down in the Caribbean when I could just trade for futures? I was like, I found my true love. I started trading futures, and I've never looked back. I've never been more successful at trading than trading futures. Yeah, futures, pure day trading, particularly Nasdaq. It moves so much. I've had crude and like gold and stuff up, but it just moves so slowly for me. Maybe other people have different experiences, but I don't know. So we're coming up to this. Where is it? We're coming up to this big area of confluence. I'm seeing. Oops. So you can see this. This LVN right here, right? We've broken this trend line. We see this LVN, and I got point of control coming in here. If price breaks VWAP, we may want to explore higher prices. You like my language? I've been watching Trading Gurus for like the last 2 days. We break the 20 SMA here on the 1 minute. My one concern is that we've got value area high right here. There's also a little bit of a low volume node going on here. I don't want to get in a bull trap situation where I take a buy as we break VWAP. I guess what you could do is just draw this counter trend line, and if price breaks 30 again, are we going to move lower? I don't know, because Delta's not really not showing me a short at the moment. But we can see what it wants to do here. We're hitting that trend line which we've drawn out, a big LVN. There could be a short in here. Your stop would have to be up there at 58. That's a pretty heavy stop. We're outside this band on the 5 minute. I don't know. Don't know. The only thing I know is that I don't know. Dow's pushing up. Dow's making new session highs. ES is looking bullish. Yeah, ES is looking bullish. That looks bearish on that 500 volume candle though. Still sitting on my hands. Ooh, Biden on Russia at 10:05. Oh my goodness. Do I ever trade the ES, Mike? Nah. I did a video, I don't know, a few months ago now, where I was trading the ES and the NQ. And I don't usually trade it. I've got it up, but I think I traded in that video and I made a few $100 on it. And that is basically just pure price action on the ES. ES is kind of easy to. I don't want to say it's easy to trade. It's just, I think I've said it before. It's just more civilized than the Nasdaq. It's definitely not easy to trade. I shouldn't say that at all. And that came out wrong. It just moves a little more calmly, smoother. Like I'm looking at the ES right now. kind of like I'm like an abused spouse. I just keep coming back to the Nasdaq, getting beat up. I don't know if that's an appropriate analogy, but I like the volatility of the Nasdaq. So I'm looking at these levels. I'm looking particularly at a couple levels at the top. May want to break, and only because I see Delta here pulling back, but not really making lows. Possibly wants to move back up. So when I traded the ES, I use 2000 tick charts and just basic price action, just drawing channels, looking for bearish candles on the 2000 ticks, just setups, just price action stuff. And then when I discovered the volume profile, I did throw a volume profile up on there, and it helped a little bit. And I still have a couple setups on the ES using volume profile. I feel like it really respects low volume nodes way more than the Nasdaq does. Now we're getting this push up. Wondering if it wants to, these could just be sellers taking profit, getting flat before Biden talks. All this stuff goes down at 9. Delta making new highs here as we approach VWAP. Nice bullish candle there on the 1 minute. We're pushing right off of VWAP. So I think that if you were looking to take a long, your exit would want to be up here somewhere. Top of this band. This could be a pocket to pick up. But I don't know if I want to take that with news and stuff about to come out. I'd like to give you guys a trade before I've got to sit on my hands for Biden, but this just doesn't look good. That's interesting, Eddie. That's actually really interesting. I kind of like just the way the Nasdaq moves so quickly. I kind of like waiting around to like wait. I'm at the ES. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm better at it now, but I like how the ES or the NQ just kind of gets to where it wants to go. It's super quick, doesn't leave you hanging around. So we're just doing some like basic charting here. You got the move down. Looks like a bull flag. Move down, little move up, breaks, should come lower. It's just with the news coming out, it's difficult to take that with any real confidence that it's going to move quickly in your direction. Touching that 20 SMA again on the hour. Just giving a little high five. Maybe it's going to pop back up. It's like, what's up, 20 SMA? What's up, 13,600? Point of control is right there, too. The weekly point of control. You can see it right there. I don't know if that's coming through on the screen or not, but see it right here, touching the weekly point of control. 20 SMA, starting to pop through it a little bit. Thinking possibly about taking a short to the downside. This news is about to come out in 5 minutes. Delta's making kind of a new low. I think he's the backside of it as resistance. Still watching this thing. Yeah, this thing looks like it's about to fall, but this number's coming out in 4 minutes. I'm like, ugh. Well, I'm just going to let this number come out and see what happens. So I'm going to grab some more coffee, get fully jacked up on coffee. We'll let this number come out in 2.5 minutes. There's no point taking the risk right now. All right, guys, I got my caffeine. What was this number? Hasn't come out yet? Starting to drop here, huh? Here's a spike. It's bad. Bad number. Bad number. I'm gonna try to take one down to 30, down to this level. Son of a gun. So close to getting my take profit there. May have just been too close, huh? Man, it came so close. Point away. Well, we get stopped out. We get stopped out. Whatever. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Do I really want to do that? Probably not. I probably want to move it down, don't I, guys? I'm just seeing some sellers coming in there. See that LVN? All right, let's see if we get through this line. I'm not really happy with that trade, but whatever. Things I draw these levels out so nicely, and then I don't execute it very well. Something I need to work on. Execution. Our boy Biden's gonna talk here 10 minutes. I'm not happy with that short at all. I should have a lot of better opportunities to short it over here as we broke new lows. I just thought if we broke 50, we would get that pop down to 30, and we eventually did. I got out too soon though. So it happens. Shake it off and find another one. This LVN here is interesting to me. You can see how we're hitting that area exactly. So this trend line, I think, is pretty significant. And I think if we do break this trend line, this thing's gonna, fall down to 13, at least 13,500. Well, that's only 20 points away, but the bottom of this band here, 13,429-ish. But I want to see if it wants to break or not. 20, they're 20 period Bollinger Bands. Well, thanks for joining us, Day Trading Vlog. Congrats on being green, and made up half your loss from yesterday. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my loss back from Wednesday, and I'm not trying to get it back, but I haven't recovered from that loss. But I'm still way up, so it's just part of the price of trading, and I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm more worried about these bad executions that I've been doing the last couple of days, and some of that is residual effects from Wednesday. What happened on Wednesday, carries over. No matter what you say, no matter what your plan, you don't change your plans, you don't do anything. But mentally, there's still some residual effects from taking, big red day. Morning, Karma. Good morning, James. Just watching this thing, waiting for our man Joe to talk. That's interesting. We got point of control coming in down here now. Ah. This is a little risky, boys. I think it's gonna fall here. Don't kill me on that. I'm gonna just manually look at this thing. I didn't get that drop. But still bearish on the thing. Man. So the only reason I'm not closing out of this yet, we have this big LVN here. I don't see Delta moving up on this. And I'm seeing this volume profile. It needs to. It hasn't completed, I don't think, to the downside. We did get the break of that trend line. You know, but we got this is a pretty important level for it here. Ugh. Man. But 81. Well, that's a bummer, guys. I think we're gonna get stopped down on this for a pretty massive loss. I mean, Delta isn't moving up though, is my thing. With this LVN, I've got this downtrend line here at like 84. I'm gonna be annoyed if it comes up here and stops me out and then immediately rolls back down. I mean, I can see it opened up down to 13,500. It's just, yeah, it's just the market messing with me. There's someone on the other side of this thing that's like, oh, you shorted it there? Let's just send it up 50 points against you just because. Oh, great, thanks. It's got this LVN here, which is not good for me. Still waiting to see if it wants to get through that. I'm closing out there for a loss. Well, that was a bummer. 486. It kind of wiped out yesterday's day. Probably isn't going to break down, isn't it? There it goes. Son of a gun. Well, let's keep trading it here. Did like how this LVN held up here. Like a million levels over there in my weekly, huh? Boop, boop, boop. So this level up here looks really interesting to me. Just short it again if it wants to make another move back up into this. It's got this downtrend line, LVN, level of resistance. Some buyers coming in down here. Well, you know, it's just the way it goes, guys. Yeah, design knob. I think you're right. I just got out there. I did take a loss, but I got in too low on it. It looks like it's gonna go here though, maybe. Bearish candle in the 1 minute. Opened up down here. I would like to get a better entry on it though. I need to get a better. I want to short it, but I just need to get a better entry. I can't do this shorting the low here thing anymore. I do want to, like I said, I want to short it, but I got to get a better entry. I can't short the bottoms like that. I mean, that was a ridiculous drawdown. This area up here to short it, 13,560 is really appealing to me. I don't know if it's going to be able to get up there though. Been trading for about 4 or 5 years, Karma. Trading futures for about 2 years, Nasdaq for about a year and a half, I would say. Oh, thanks, Karma. I appreciate that. I'm not loving it too much today. I'm down $486, but you know, living and learning. I'm still learning. I am not a professional. You should not copy my trades. Now we could go completely contrarian here and buy it as it breaks higher, but I don't think I want to do. What do you think of Ross Cameron's trading strategy or methods? I don't really know much about it. He does like a gap up strategy where he, he looks for low float stocks, I think, does a gap up, and then just does a simple like bull flag on them. I think it's okay. I guess for me, it didn't really work out so great. And he trades really large size, very small moves and really large size. So for me, it didn't work out so great. It was just difficult to capture those moves for me. I found. And it's also you've got your stock screeners up in the morning, so you got a bunch of stock screeners up, and you're trying to pick the right stock to really focus on right on the market open. And it was just tough for me. So I didn't really particularly like it. There is another strategy of trading stocks, which I like a little bit better, which is using relative volume in the morning on some sort of fundamental news. So you come in, you get your stock screener up, you look for things that have high RVol, relative volume, and you look at what the news catalyst is that's driving that move. And if it's something that's really like, impactful for the business or really, long-term impactful, either negative or positive, then you trade just basic technical analysis price action on that. And I mean, Ross Cameron, he makes a ton of money, and he's got a really good personality to like watch, and very calm, soothing, and makes you feel okay with taking losses. But I don't know if there's a but. I don't know. It just didn't really appeal to me. But no, I definitely learned some stuff from it. I wouldn't say I didn't learn anything. I don't know if I would pay. I did his webinar. Man, that guy can sell hard. He's super like hippie like in the, he's like a hippie in the, videos and stuff and live trading and then in the webinar, he's like sales pitch man, not messing around. He wants to sign you up, boy. He's going to do it. So I don't like hard sells like that. And I mean, it's fine. I mean, I read his ebook and it's nothing groundbreaking. I mean, a lot of it's just I think good, risk management, knowing when to close out of trades, massive size. It's like Termos Capital, just trading with a ton of size, and you make $2,500, and you're like, look how great I am. But you traded a 50 lot that moved 2 ticks. So I don't know. Coming right up now to a little bit better price if you were looking to short it. A little bit better price. Right at that trend line on the 500 volume. I don't know if that's really a valid trend line or not. We're breaking through this trend line on the 1 minute. Thanks, 90 bit even. Not the best day today, down 46. Day's not over though. Biden hasn't started talking yet as far as I know, but I think they know what he's going to say. So we're coming kind of back up into that area that I liked better. This LVN. I may try to fade this as if it starts wanting to push down. And a lot of that's just trading this LVN up here. Come on, man. Give me a break. Couple nice bearish candles there on the 500 volume, but Delta's not really coming with me. Let's see what it wants to do here. I'm looking for a base hit here, guys. 240, 30, whatever. I got out there because I saw the back end of this trend line and the 20 SMA down here, and I just thought maybe it's going to do, the move up, pull back, another move up. We break this, and it starts recovering a little bit. So that looks bullish to me. I'd probably be closing out right here. That's what I feel like. If we break that 30 level, I'd be interested in taking a pop down here. But we're kind of pinning through that level. Yeah, I'm taking that off. You can see Delta there. It probably, I wouldn't be in the trade yet, but I'd be pretty flipping close to it. I would take a short here if we broke this trend line again. If we broke point of control again, and we might get a move down back into support. We can see sellers coming in there. I'd want to be out at 12-ish, 15, 12-ish. That's just a scalp. Mm. On green, $62. I'm just taking base hits here, guys. I have an average hold time. My average hold time, I've actually looked at this. It's like 1.3, or it's like 3 seconds or 1.3 seconds or something ridiculous. We got some buyers coming in here down now here. I'd probably be closing out at this low. You can see how price is coming down and doing lows. Price is coming down to lows. Delta's not. So it's gonna get choppy, I think. Green on the day, yeah, $62. I mean, I'm green on the week. I'm green on the week, and on the month, I'm green. I mean, everything's green. It's just Wednesday. It's just got that psychological effect on you, you know. Are we gonna break new lows now and come down all the way down here to this band? Yeah, watching Biden here. Boy, Biden. I think, this next level that we've got opened up down here we've marked out down here is starting to open up a little bit. At least down to 450. But Putin is the aggressor, must pay the price. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. I'm getting like almost 100 people in here these days, which is awesome. Sorry it's not as fireworky as possible. But, you might get something out of some technical analysis or just chatting with other traders who are trading the Nasdaq as well or trading other things. You can see all these trades over here. I'm surprised I'm not chopped up. I'm surprised that I'm green, considering that I'm trading in this consolidation, which is pretty stupid. Still looking at shorts up here, possibly, or the break of this level for price to move up a little bit higher. Who knows? The market may have priced in Biden's comments already on this down move. So we're going to wait for him to stop chit-chatting. Yeah, who doesn't like a... Austin, you're right. I appreciate that, Austin. You're absolutely right. Minimizing your losses, risk management. I feel like sometimes, though, people get, people that are new to day trading, they're checking out day trading, feel like this is probably a good reality check that lots of the time the days are just kind of flat or minimal gains and hopefully small losses. Yeah, I like my bear avatar and his collared shirt. Maybe I'll get rid of the avatar one day. Just do this normally. No avatar. I don't quite know why I need to conceal my identity. I'm not in the witness protection program here. But I feel like it gives you some anonymity to kind of let loose a little bit. Not let loose, but not worry so much about. He's wrapping it up here. All right, let's see if it wants to move. Oh, he's taking questions. Oh no, he's taking questions. Oh no. Oh no, he's taking questions. Short lows. Oh, he took a question. All right, let's see what it wants to do here. I don't think he really said anything new. He's banning luxury goods. It sounds like he's reiterated that we're not going to be sending military personnel. We're only going to be sending equipment. And we're just the luxury goods thing. I mean, I don't think. Super cautious about getting caught one way or the other here. Banning the import of seafood, diamonds, and vodka. That should really really make Putin think twice, huh? I'm being sarcastic on that. Although I feel bad for everybody in the situation. I feel bad for people in Ukraine who are getting bombed, who have their country invaded. I feel bad for the Russians who are going to get hit economically for this horribly, despite the war chest that apparently Putin's been building for the last however long. I don't know what good is going to come out of. I don't know what's going to come out of Ukraine. But it's interesting to hear from both sides of it. I think there's certainly a propaganda war going on as well with this. I know some people whose families lives in Ukraine in the Russian areas though, and they have a very different outlook of it. So I don't want to get too political with any of this, but there's always two sides. So everybody thinks they're the good guys. Although the war, I don't agree with anything that's going on at the moment, no matter what their reasoning is. So we've got this, we've come up to this resistance level, this LVN up here. We're getting this pullback now. Delta's not really coming along. This actually looks like maybe it wants to break this and maybe start to inch up a little bit higher. This is almost too easy of a trade, and I don't think I particularly want to get in it. But maybe take a buy here at 51 with the anticipation that we're gonna push up a little bit higher. We can see Delta moving up here. I feel like the market's trying to figure out which way it wants to go. See some buyers coming in here. Little buy. This candle's gonna close and this looks bearish. I mean, this 1 minute looks bearish. I think it's trying to figure out where it wants to go. To be honest, it's like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we react to those comments? I hear people in the chat have a long bias, some people have a short bias, and I think that perfectly reflects what the market's trying to figure out right now. This looks bullish though. We broke that high. I would think that we're going to come up and hit this 20 SMA on the 5 minute. And that would just be a scalp. It needs to break that high for me though. David is probably right. David is usually right. So I'm nervous that this might pop tag me and then roll right back down. But I'm just trying to trade these technicals here, and if price doesn't get up there, then price doesn't get up there. That looks like a short, so. I feel like all news has been released for today, guys, so we should maybe see this thing make a decision. I thought I was going to go on that one. Seeing a squeeze right now, bias, but I'm sure. Yeah. I feel bad for Russia too. I mean, they're getting sent back, to the 90s. I'm trying to pick up this volume node right here. We break this high. I think it's coming to 20 SMA. And there's some area here that's seen some trading. So that's one idea. The other idea could be this low breaks right here and we fall back down to 13,500. But as I'm watching Delta, Delta's, maintaining. I'm going to take this off. I'm seeing that 20 SMA moving down, and I feel like that's too tight for me. I'll still keep it in my brain though. Bearish candle in the 1 minute. A lot of volume coming through on that. Should move relatively quick if it wants to do it or not. All the stuttering makes me nervous. Son of a gun. Get stopped out. I gotta take the stop on that, guys. This thing could really rip back down on me. Back to negative 500. Didn't get the pop. Let's see how this candle closes here. There's a lot of selling coming through. There it goes. Fuck. Hitting some resistance though, I think. Here it comes. I'm just getting in here. I probably should have waited for that 20 SMA to break on the 1 minute. I'm trying to get in at better prices. You can see all the delta coming through on it. Gap down there. 40, 42. Man, we're getting wicked chopped up here, guys. Wicked. 37. I'm just watching delta down here. I should have waited for this 20 SMA to break. Delta isn't moving up though. Son of a bitch. This thing. I'm not sold that, you know, it's going up. But we'll just have to get out there. That's how you get chopped up, guys. Frustrating. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. Again, it's just not a good entry right there. I should have waited for this level to break. 20 SMA to break. And we just didn't wait for that. We're just trying to jump in on it. Some of that's just getting stopped out on this one. That's just how you get chopped up. It's a psychological, mind fuck, basically. I'm not seeing Delta moving higher. I mean, I'm not, but this thing could just rip up, 100 points, and you're like, Delta's not moving higher. Well, yeah, Delta may not be moving higher, but price is still ripping up. So frustrating for sure. But it's the price of trading. Yeah, there's 20 SMAs holding a 60 there. Well, guys, this is probably gonna stop me out and then roll immediately back over. Yep. Yield's pushing higher. Like this thing should want to fall. It's just not. It's just not. It doesn't have to, does it, guys? Finally broke that 20 SMA. Probably gonna come down right to my entry level and just bounce right off of it. I'm gonna try to get at the bottom of this band here if it wants to cooperate and give me a little push down. Check, check. Come on, break that 50 level. I don't like that hourly candle over there. Got too many levels on here, dudes. Guys, some of these off. These red lines makes it pretty difficult to read this. Sometimes you get so caught up in these lower time frames that you forget to peek over at what's going on in the higher ones, right? You gotta be kidding me, that thing didn't take. Somebody's messing with me. Somebody's messing with me somewhere. I gotta close out. 73. Not doing so hot, guys. How you guys doing out there? Yeah, ACF, NCP. I don't think Delta works so great either during rollover. Not as well as it has before. Getting chopped, chop, 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 chop. Down $173. Ow, my back. It could have been worse. I could still be holding on to that thing. God damn it, this thing is brutal. If I was watching this, I'd be like, that guy has no idea what you're doing. Are you still trading March? Yep. Yep. I'm still trading March. Let's look at the volume. Volume's catching up though, guys. Check it out. Volume's catching up. NQ March contract. We're at 240. NQ June contract 207. Yes, 808, 851. Catching up. Maybe I'll roll over on Monday. I feel like if we break that 30, if we start down here, we're gonna just tank. Got some support. You can see the support like at 35s. What do I got to lose at this point? It's at $100. I feel like we may come down here and make new, come down and make some new lows. David is usually right. If I see David say something in the chat, that man knows what he's talking about. Delta's making that bearish structure. Yeah, and somebody's just messing with us, guys. Somebody's over there being like, oh, that's where you got in? Yeah, that's where it's going to bounce, right? Some of this is just, you know. Too much hesitation for me. $42. Oh, it would have popped for me. Ah. David is right. I'm gonna let David run the stream. Well, we're back, and this is just, you know, green to red. You know, a little green, deep red. A little green, deep red. That's not a good way to go on it. Should flush hard. Yeah, I think you're right, David. I think this is going to flush hard. I'm not going to give up quite so soon. My guy, Nasdaq. This looks gnarly. I should have held on to that. This thing is going to flush. I just want to see if man, should have held on to that trade, huh? 13,500 gonna break. 13,500 gonna break. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm. Very choppy day, very choppy day. Sounds like some guys in the chat though are having a good one. I hope your loss wasn't too big, Vernon. Yeah, I got in my long up here as well. Got out, took my short, got out, got another little short. Missed the big move to the downside, but I'm glad I got out of this long. I was just trying to get like 10 points out of it, which was not a smart move. Now things are starting to slow down. European market's winding down. Basically flat on the day here. Got with some good job, Ern. That's good to hear. Better than me. You probably read the price better. I saw it moving up on that with all this delta, and I was just looking for that pop. I gotta get better at that, reading that price, but I like it when price breaks levels to confirm. I've been somebody sent me a long message one time about how that's so horrible and don't trade breakouts on the NQ. And that's fine. People can trade however they like to trade. Shut up now. God, look where all these trades came in. All these trades in here. That's why I'm still flat, right? That's why I'm flat and I keep going deep red and a little bit green. It's because I'm getting, this is all choppy, chop, 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 chop. Buying highs, short and lows. Exact opposite of what you want to do. James Duros, how'd you get hit on one up? What do you mean? What'd you get hit with, James? Did you break a rule? Did you trade the news or something? That's the thing with one up. You can't trade news. Chop like liver. Yeah, me too, man. Sucks. 6. Just chasing price. Gotcha. Yeah, me too. I'm a price chaser. Something I gotta work on. I don't like this right here. Price is coming down to lows. Delta, though, is holding like a bullish structure. Maybe we break and come down to 13,480. Somebody said they had a buy right at 13,480. You might be right, Vernon. I think I'm hitting decision fatigue, something fatigue. Dropping, dropping, dropping. See Delta dropping. I think this is going to want to come down another level. But doesn't. Yeah, I think you're right, David. I'm overall bearish on the market. It's just trading intraday, trying to pick up these scalp moves is where the trickiness comes in, you know? This is going to drop again. I see Delta, they're moving up. Do I use brackets? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I use order brackets. I'm assuming you mean stop loss, take profit. Today I'm using them. See, there you go. There's one right there at 99. It's so weird. I mean, look at these bearish, 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 bearish. Everything's opened up. Delta's dropping. It's just like, it's just messing with me. It's just messing with me. Look at it. This thing is too bearish to not drop. God damn it. I think that's going to be it for me today, guys. I'm just going to take the loss on this thing. It's just getting chopped up. This is ugly. 750. Ugh. Oh, guys, I think I'm going to sign off on this. I need to take a break or something. This is just not looking good. This thing's probably going to rip right down now. Really pisses me off. Last one. I see this bearish candle. This thing's got to open up to the downside. It's just got to. And if it doesn't, look at this thing. This is like classic trading. Opens up, pullback, bearish candle, opens up. We've got room on both bands. This thing's got to break this low and come down. Red looks to be running out of fuel. Maybe. I don't freaking know what this is doing. All I can see is all this selling coming through. Bearish candle on that. Bands are opened up to the downside. I'm like, dude, you gotta go. You gotta go. Doesn't have to do anything it doesn't want to do, right? Don't short the lows, guys. That's the theme of the day. Don't copy my trades. You're going to lose big time. This isn't going to stop me out, I think. This one is a good one. Great day trading the yes. Good job, Mike. On the squeeze. I'm certainly caught in something. We're going to call it that. 1,000. I'm calling it a day on that. What a shit day. All right, guys. I hope your guys' day's going better than mine. I'm going to go take a break. I'm not saying I'm done trading for the day, but I'm taking a break for sure. I don't know. I don't know what to say about today. Just getting chopped up on it and clearly chopped up. Way too many trades. Not finding anything good. So it's just the way it goes. Have a good weekend, everybody. I hope your day's going better than mine. Not getting chopped up like this, which is super painful. I don't know. Overall on the week, I think I'm up maybe like 1,000 on the week, maybe. On the month I'm still up. So it's not, the end of the world, but it's nice to have red days, particularly when you've got, this move to the downside. You just miss the whole thing, and you get, you short the lows. And this looked like it was just gonna pop on that, just pop down, 10 points or so, and just decided to come up. So I hope your day again is going better than mine. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I know lots of people are out there doing this. And I will see you guys next week. If I end up taking any other trades today, I'll record them and throw up a video. I actually haven't done like a YouTube posting video in a long time, so I'd like to maybe put one of those up there. So let's see if anything happens. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see if any other trades, if I dig this hole any deeper or not, or if I somehow dig myself out of it. But I need to go take a break for a little bit. I will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Bye.